second quarter of 2017 has seen considerable regulatory activity by financial regulators and supervisors. At global level, it should be noted that the BCB has published final guidelines on the definition of non-performing exposures and forbearance, which are aimed to harmonise both terms. It also published a consultative document on a simplified alternative to the standardised approach for market risk capital requirements, proposing to simplify for certain banks the sensitivities-based method, which is a primary component of the standardised approach under the Fundamental Review of the Trading Book. At European level, the European Commission approved a proposal for regulation amending EMIR. The EBA published final guidelines on credit risk management practices and accounting for expected credit losses, and also the 2018 EU-wide stress test draft methodology and template. With regard to SREP framework, the EBA published a roadmap outlining its plans to update it during 2017 and 2018, and final guidelines on the assessment of the information and communication risk under the SREP. The ECB published two guides addressed to SSM significant institutions. In particular, issued a guide to fit and proper assessments of the members of the management bodies and guidance on leveraged transaction, and the ESMA published final guidelines on product governance under MiFID II. Finally, at domestic level, it should be highlighted the Bank of Spain published a draft circular on public and confidential financial information standards and formats aimed to adapt the Spanish accounting framework to International Financial Reporting Standards 9 and 15. Meanwhile, the Spanish government published a draft law on personal data protection in order to adapt the Spanish law to the European General Data Protection Regulation. In the US, the published report recommending regulatory changes to the US Congress and the agencies could reduce regulatory costs. Further, the Fed published the 2017 CCAR and DFAST results. Lastly, in the UK, the Financial Policy Committee published a consultation paper on changes to the leverage ratio framework. As regards to the next steps, no further details have been revealed by the BCBS with regard to the precise time in which the review of the Basel III framework will finalise. In the EU, the deliberation of the reform package of the financial system published by the European Commission is still ongoing.